Brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered all over the globe. Welcome back. This is your Moreh Yahshua ben Uriah Israel. And I am so glad to have you back. Thank you so much for your likes and your subscriptions, and also for your comment. All the comments that you've made, thank you. And I want to let you know that most of all, I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for your prayers. Yesterday we talked about Moshe's song. We want to talk about Miriam's song in another session, but today it's been on my mind because Galatians chapter 3 verse 13. When I was a Christian, that was one of my favorite verses to quote, For Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse. For it is written, curses everyone that hangeth on the tree. That was a verse that I memorized and was love to say it, especially when I come to someone who's trying to tell me about keeping the law. But let me say this. The way it is being quoted, the way it is being taught, can be further than the truth. I must agree. We all must agree that the law itself cannot save us. But we must keep the law. If the law could have saved us, if he could have saved us, Yeshua would not come. But he came to fulfill the law. That does not give us a free way out where we don't have to keep the law. We have to keep the law. The law demands perfection, okay? It cannot save us, could not save us, but it demands perfection. What we have to look at here is the fact that we have 10 moral commandments, right? In Exodus chapter 20, we have the commandments. If those were the only laws we have to keep, we probably could, because, it's 10 commandments, 10. But remember that our Hebrew people, they were the one that asked for it. Remember when they came into the land? They started murmuring, we want rules and laws to keep us just like the other nations, like our neighbors or other people. And Yahuwah gave them the law. When you examine the laws, especially the 10 commandments, the Egyptian had about 49 different codes that they used. They were like the commandments in Egypt. 49 of them. And do you know that several of them are similar to the 10 commandments? Yet they could not keep the 10 commandments. Then the commandments were multiplied. You remember when Moses went up and Yahweh gave him all of the rules and the laws, right? And they wrote them down. Well, they multiplied them, and there's over 600 commandments. Over 600. So let's use an example. Why they could not keep the law perfectly. The law demands perfection, but they could not keep it. Our ancestors could not keep it. the first part of the Ten Commandments, to love and to honor Yahuwah. Right? How many times we have in our hearts, in our mind, something else? We're supposed to be honoring and loving Yahuwah. And sometimes our children, we honor them more, or we spend more time with them than we spend with Yahuwah. Our jobs, our little GODs, our cars, our money in the bank, our houses, or, some of these things, we put them ahead. He said, thou shalt have no other gods before me yet. So you see how we fail right there? Never keep it perfectly. Never keep it perfectly. The reason is that no one can obey the law perfectly. This is the reason why Yahuwah came. Our Hebrew Israelites have to keep over 600. Some of them, then you remember some of them. Can you remember 600 commandments? To tell you. Yet, they agreed, they confirmed that they would keep them. But you see, our emotion is what messes us up. When we hear something emotionally, yes, I can do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But as a result, our hearts fail. We regularly break the first and the greatest commandment by failing to love Yahuwah with all our hearts, with all our minds, and with all our strength. The very first one. As a result of that one, everyone is under the curse. Everyone is cursed. Yeshua said, cursed is everyone that hangeth on the tree. So Yeshua came and he took the curse. We were under the curse. The curse of not keeping Yahuwah's commandment. That is the curse that we're under. Curse is everyone that hangeth on the tree. Yeshua took our curse so that we can be made perfect. Without him, we could not do it. So what he did there was to give himself, took upon himself our curse so that he would justify us and treat us as though we have never done anything wrong. Can you imagine? He took our curse. We should have suffered the ultimate sacrifice. The ultimate sacrifice on the tree when he bore God's curse, the curse that we were supposed to bear. We were under that. And he came and he bore our curse. The curse that Yahuwah put on us because we did not keep his commandments. We did not keep his law. So we know that by Yeshua taking our curse, he made it so that we are justified through his death on the tree for us. Let me use an example. You go to court, you're guilty. You know you've committed a crime. You committed the crime, you're guilty. And the judge look at you and look at me and say, okay, Josh, you stand before me guilty. But I am going to pardon you. I'm going to show favor on you. Go. But do not sin anymore. Don't come back to me with any more problem. He made me go free. It doesn't mean that I wasn't guilty. I was guilty. But he took my guilt. And then he said, he writes it down, go. You notice what Yeshua did for us? Took our guilt, took our curse, and he said, go. So, as to be just and the one who justifies us, we have to now exercise that faith and believe in him as Hebrew Israelite people. But let me tell you something. Other people coming in now, the Gentiles who believe. They're coming and experiencing that grace that belongs to us. They get some of it. The favor. You see, in the New Testament, you talk about the grace. Everything you say about grace. In the Tanakh and the Torah, it talks about favor. It's the same thing, favor. But the Gentiles do not like to use the word favor, they use the word grace. Because to them grace, here they say, oh, grace covers a multitude of sin. Really. Yahuwah show favors on us. He show favors on us. The breaking of even one commandment put a person under condemnation. Even one. So, why do you think they have to do the daily sacrifices? They were sinning so much. Every time you turn around. This is the reason why every day they have to have a sacrifice. Daily sacrifice. But Yeshua came. Now, when he did that one offering of himself for us, and because he offered himself for us, we don't have to keep going back and doing that blood-killing animal to atone for our sin, because Yahuwah already did that for us. But he doesn't make us go because he did it for us. Should we continue to sin? In the Romans, it says, God forbid, our Elohim forbid that we should do that. No, by no means. We should thank him for what he has done for us. Not running to sin. Because remember that he said, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yahuwah. Now, the curse of the law fell on Yeshua. It fell on him. On our behalf. So that the righteousness of our Elohim could fall on us. Can you imagine? The curse fall on him so that his righteousness could fall on us. We have to stop here, my brothers and my sisters. And I hope I did not confuse you. I hope explain a little bit more. But we want to ask you to continue to subscribe to this channel. This is your YAHSHUA ben Uriah Israel. Please walk with the King and be a blessing. Shalom.